Today's 930th day that I'm here, she lessons I learn. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Now, sometimes we are not able to become the best version of ourselves because we misunderstand ourselves. We telling the stories to ourselves that is not true. So today I'm going to speak about misunderstandings, the things that we potentially say to ourselves that is really not adding value to us. Maybe beliefs, because I think that there's a lot of things that we say to ourselves that is not true, and sometimes we believe those truths. We believe those not truths. So today I think that I will share multiple sentences that you can find yourself that you're saying those, even though it's not true. When you really reflect on them, you find out that they don't have any facts whatsoever to really believe in them. So I hope that after all the ideas, all the sentences we'll read and we'll discuss those, you'll start to understand that maybe there is more. Maybe there's more things that you say to yourself. Maybe stories that you tell. Maybe beliefs that you have that you're able to start question and find. Okay, let's disregard this belief. Let's remove this idea about ourselves, those misunderstandings about ourselves, because a lot of misunderstandings lead to inaction. There's not like misunderstandings a lot of times doesn't lead to action. Misunderstandings most of the time lead into inaction. So let's look into the sayings and find out maybe you have some those sayings of yourself, because I found that some sayings that I mentioned, like majority of those sayings, I have said to myself in one way or another way, in one day or another. And a lot of times you start saying those things when you have a bad day. When you have a good day, of course you say that, oh, I'm great. But when you have a bad day, you start all those ideas start to creep in your mind that is not helpful. And those ideas a lot of times want to keep you stuck where you're at. So number one belief, sometimes misunderstanding, is believing you are inherently lazy, when in fact you simply haven't found the right motivation or right calling or right passion. So it means that it could be that a lot of times you like maybe oversleep. I'm an oversleeper for sure. If I don't have some kind of motivation, passion, I could oversleep. But when I used to have that, okay, massive calling, massive passion, and a drive, determination, dedication to really achieve some kind of massive goal, I could work 24/7. I really love working. But if I do not have that goal, if I do not have dedication, I could be lazy. So I think and I love that working. So when I work, I work. When I lazy. When I work, I work. When I rest, I rest. So because this is my kind of personality, it is a way how I love doing. It's not a personality. I just choose to do this way. Now I need to realize that if I'm lazy, it's not because I'm lazy. It's because I'm just resting. I'm preparing. I'm resting for that passion, for that calling, for that dedication that will be able to give my all heart. Now, of course, whenever sometimes maybe it's not good at maybe able to invest every single day something meaningful, but at the same time, maybe if you are feeling that you're lazy, maybe it's a time to really invest your time to find what could potentially really inspire you to take action. Because it doesn't matter how big your goal is. It doesn't matter how big you. What matters is the thing that you're working on needs to inspire you to take action. And if it doesn't, nothing inspires you, maybe you didn't invest enough time to look for what could allow you to really move forward. And sometimes you can look into, okay, what future you would love you to do. Because when you're able to do that, because it's very important to understand that even though that you don't feel motivated to do something, sometimes just working on anything that could potentially move you forward will allow you to understand yourself better and take action. So understanding yourself better is one of the key parts when you're really feeling lazy. So okay, let's explore, let's do the middle of things to make sure that I'm able to achieve something. Number two is like thinking you lack intelligence because you struggle in certain academic subjects, overlooking your strengths in other areas. This is very powerful. I think that's one of the things that I really enjoy doing in school and in university is that like I used to have 5 subjects. I used to choose 3 subjects that I used to be perfect. I used to be very, very good. And I used to choose few subjects that I don't like, and I said that I have ignored them. Because I always knew that when I want to be great, I want to choose something focused on certain areas. So if you are not that good in the areas and below average, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are great in your strength. So if you are bad in some areas, not supposed to be that you're lacking intelligence. You just say that, okay, I'm not good at those. I don't want to be good at those. In most part, I don't want to be good at those because I have different passion, different determination, different things that it is focus on. You focus on those and make things happen. And sometimes maybe that there's a lot of things that you don't like. So that means that you need to find, okay, what you are great at and focus on that. Because when you really become very, very good at it, people will pay money for the skill set and expertise that you build. And it doesn't matter what kind of expertise are, every single person are able to find their expertise. Number three is assuming you are not creative because you can't draw or play a musical instrument, disregarding your unique ways of problem solving or expressing ideas. So that's a powerful thing. That means it doesn't matter like what you would love to do, potentially paint, maybe there's music, but every single person is creative, but in different ways. So I think that sometimes we're able to, again, reflect what kind of areas are you creative, because I truly believe that every single person is creative in their determination, in their calling, in the thing that they are passionate about. They are very creative. So maybe you are creating writing, maybe in communication, maybe in the area, maybe in marketing, if you career, maybe like, what is those areas? Maybe ideas, maybe how to solve problems. Like there's a lot of people are good at different things, and I mean I think that every single person needs to look for those areas where they're creative. Number four is feeling unworthy of love because of past relationship failures, disregarding your inherent value as a person. This is very powerful. That means, of course, it could be that you made mistakes and ended up potentially failed that relationship, but it's not sometimes it's on you. Maybe like I truly believe that every single relationship is based on two people mistakes. That means that because of you, because of your failure, because of the family failure, because of the relationship failure, it doesn't show what kind of person you are. It shows that the relationship dynamic failed, but it's not that you failed. I think that is always we need to able to see that, okay, what happened to this relationship as an external thing, because we're able to really disregard, like think about it. This is I failed. Are we able to say, okay, this this failed? It was happened. So okay, let's able to reflect on that and what I'm able to learn from this relationship that I could be better in another relationship. It's not that you say, okay, I failed this relationship. That means that I'm not capable of having a relationship. No, that's something that is any kind of mistake is able to teach us, and relation as well. This is a failure or mistake. Maybe I chose the wrong person. Maybe I was not able to be there yet. Maybe I had a trauma to overcome. There's so many different things that we need to really deal with. And when you're able to fail relationships, I think that the next time will be much, 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 much better. Now, of course, something says that if you fail, but you didn't reflect on it and you didn't ask, okay, what happened actually, you can potentially fail exactly the same way. So it's very, very important when you fail, really think about it, what I needed to do next time that it doesn't happen again. Number five is believing you are not a good leader because you are introverted, overlooking your ability to lead through quiet strength and empathy. And a lot of people say that. A lot of leaders are introverted because they have a lot of thoughts. They are able to strategize. They have ability to have that vision. They're able to have charisma in different ways. You don't need to speak very loud to have influence, because John C. Maxwell says that leadership is influence. So if you're able to influence people, that means you're able to lead people. So introverted people are able to really show that they care. They show that they have the strengths, they have ability and authority to make a difference in other people's lives. So I think that sometimes introverted have a massive advantage compared to extroverts. So I think that we always say it's okay, if I want to be a leader, how I could really emphasize to improve my strengths to really add value to people, because at the end of the day, when you have that idea and when you have a huge desire to add value to people, it's almost impossible not to be a leader. And of course, we understand that as a leadership, you're able to grow. So you say you're able to rate yourself from 1 to 10 as a leader, and you're able to say, okay, where I am at the moment, what I need to do to improve that. But if you are introverted or extroverted, it doesn't matter that, because what matters is being able to influence and lead people in a possible way. In a possible and positive way. Number six is thinking you are not ambitious because you don't have a clear path, disregarding your drive to make a meaningful impact in other aspects of your life. So it means that when I think about ambitious is very, very powerful word, because when you think about ambitious, that you're able to discuss a long time, like what really ambitious means. A lot of times people say, oh, the person who really wants to go in the career, who wants to be a business owner. But if a person wants to be the best dad possible, is this ambitious or not? I truly believe that that person is as ambitious as a person who wants to be a CEO, because he will do the best that he can to achieve that title of the best dad possible. I think that that's what we need to look into. What I'm ambitious about. It could be that maybe you want to be the best in one field. Maybe you want to be the best dad. Maybe you want to be the best mother. What is that one thing that you would love to be ambitious at? And when you want to that, that means you're working very hard to achieve that. And I think that's very, very powerful. Number 7 is assuming you're not good enough because you haven't achieved certain milestones by a certain age. Ignore the unique journey and timeline of your own life. I think that is very, very important to understand that every single person has different timelines, different age, different everything. And every single person will impact other people based on their journey because other people are going exactly the same thing. So if you achieve something by 40, that means that you'll be able to help other people to that they're going for the same journey. Because a lot of times that success is coming based on compound effect, not like straight line. If it could be everyone goes straight line, of course it's easy to understand. But now when you're going to very slowly, or there's no growth at all and very fast, of course those are the journeys that really takes some time and really takes resilience. So I think that we always need to say that, okay, how much did they grow as a person? Because I think that's when we're able to see success in our progress, in our growth, internal growth. Internal growth is one of the most important things that we're able to really look into our lives. What kind of relationship did we build? What kind of relationship with yourself that you're able to build? Because when you're able to really see the progress and see how you grew inside, and you're much more peaceful, maybe you appreciate yourself more, maybe you have much more compassion towards yourself, and when you have those small wins, I think that you're supposed to be saying, I'm good enough to achieve great success because I was able to overcome all the internal challenges. Because people understand that sometimes external challenges is much bigger than any kind of external challenge that could come to your way. Number 8 is believing you are weak because you struggle with mental health issues, overlooking the strength it takes to see help and work towards healing. Weak people quit. And the strong people are working very hard to overcome all the struggle that they have. So it doesn't matter what kind of challenge they're going through. It doesn't matter what kind of mental issues, maybe depression or anything that's how. But if you're really reaching out for help, you're really looking for answers, reading a book, maybe attending seminars, and looking for ways to really get better, that shows massive strength. It's not easy when you are at the lowest point of your life to seek for help. It's not easy to look for ways out. Because some people, the easiest part is saying, I'm quitting. I'm okay where I am. I'm okay to being depressed. But some people, okay, let's take action. Let's small steps. Just small steps is more than enough to really to compound things. Because small things are able to compound. Because nothing will always be nothing. Small steps, small steps, bad, terrible, small things could turn to something. So when you think about it, of course, when we're supposed to think that I always say that I'm strong because I'm taking those small steps will compound something big when I will keep consistent and persistent and have the mindset I will work until I get better. Number 9 is thinking you are selfish for prioritizing your own needs, neglecting the importance of self-care and boundaries. I think that is one of the things, one of the selfless things sometimes you really take care of yourself, because when you really work on yourself and really fill that your cup, because you're not able to give without having something in that cup. So if you want to pour in other people, you need to fill your own cup. And that is the best thing that you can do for others. Because when you take care of yourself, when you're able to really make more money, when you become much more healthy, so much more you're able to give. Because when you have little to give, you are just not able to give much. But when you really develop yourself, when you are selfish and really investing in yourself and really able to really make a difference on other people by giving wisdom, by giving resources, by giving energy, that is one of the best things that you can do. I truly believe that's one of the best thing that person is able to do is grow themselves, improve themselves, build a lot of resources like time, energy, money. And then at that moment, they're able to add so much more value than really trying to add a lot of value at the beginning without having too much. And number 10, last one that I love to mention, because there's a lot of things that assuming you're not interesting because you don't have a glamorous lifestyle, disregarding the depth and richness of your inner world and experiences. I think that it's very important that people a lot of times say, okay, I don't have a lifestyle that's that flashy lifestyle, and I'm not interested. But I think that is again misunderstanding, because a lot of times the most interesting things are what is inside. What kind of thoughts, what kind of ideas, what kind of values, what kind of things that you have inside of you that you have that is going through your mind. And there's so much things that you're able to really share. And a lot of times, because we are thinking, we are always thinking about those ideas. We have those values, those thoughts, and everything. Every single day, we become familiar with our own thoughts. And it seems that just every single person has those thoughts. Every single person has those ideas. Every single person has those thoughts. But that's not what it is. A lot of people do not have those ideas, do not have those thoughts. And we are a lot of times much more interesting than we can even imagine. And every single person is interesting. Every single person has some ideas. Every single person has some thoughts that is very interesting to hear. So that means it doesn't matter what's going outside of you a lot of times, because the most important thing is what is inside of you. I think that is very important to really work towards expressing your internal world and improving your internal world, that becomes more and more interesting. Because a lot of times people want to really build that external world, and then when you really speak with them, it seems so interesting, but when you really start having conversation, it's not that much, it's not that interesting. It just was flashy, but inside it is nothing that much interesting. So I think that's very, very important to understand that internal world is much more interesting than an external world. And there's so many things that I wrote, but I think that I will not cover those because I already shared a lot. But that shows that there's so many things that we potentially could say to ourselves that is not helping us to really improve and get better. And it starts really when you have a sentence, when it's not that good, that's some kind of belief. We always need to say, is that true? Or how we could really potentially reflect on that and look from other angle to the same perspective that I have, and find a way how I could use this perspective, use this belief, use this way of thinking to really start to benefit me rather than distract me from my goals. And when you start looking, you start to realize that a lot of misunderstandings, because there's also misunderstandings, because a lot of times you think that is a challenge, it's something that disqualifies you from something. But a lot of times you find that all the things that you thought it disqualifies you is actually qualifying for something else, even more meaningful than you really wanted for this one. I love what Adam Millett said, that when you think that something disqualifies you, is a lot of times is the number one thing why you qualified to help improve that. For example, if you, what Adam Millett says, that if you were a alcoholic and you went through that addiction and you overcome that addiction, now you are qualified. You are most qualified person to help other people who are going for the same thing as well. So I think that we always need to question the beliefs and the thought that we have, because as I said, it is a lot of times it's just misunderstanding. So I hope that you reflect on your thoughts, on your beliefs, and really start questioning to make sure that you use those sentences for your own benefit. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.